Hey y'all. Coming to you from my car this morning because I was thinking about like my day and how everything was going to go down, and I'm super busy this weekend again, so I'm not going to have a lot of time to edit. So I can't wait too long in the day because I have a little bit of work to do, and then I might go to the gym with my friend, and then I'm going to a photo shoot tonight and a modeling event. So I don't have time to go home and then record and then edit and then, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to be productive and think ahead of time management. And I was thinking, I used to do YouTube videos in my car all the time. Like I had a 30-day series that actually only lasted like 21 days. But I used to like record videos in my car all the time because this drive gets long and music that I listen to gets boring after a while. So I just want to, talk, and I have a lot on my mind. Sometimes I don't listen to music on the way to school because it's just a really good time to be with my thoughts, and sometimes I want to express those thoughts. So it was like perfect opportunity for a YouTube video. This also helps me with my time management instead of using the timers that I didn't really use in the last video, but they do help when you're conscious about it. This is like my little timer. As long as I get this video done before I get to school, then I feel like it's a good amount of time for me to edit and stuff. It's not too long, and then I get that natural sunlight. I hope it's not too bright. I also got these microphones. You can also find them on my Amazon storefront, because when I first started recording videos in my car, all you could hear was like the driving or like the wind hitting my car. So the fact that I had my microphone on me, I was like, this is just a perfect opportunity. Let's get right into it. I did a poll on my Instagram story asking you guys if you are aware of like your fiber intake. Are you conscious about it? Are you intentional about it? And a lot of you say that you need to do better, and me too. I'm glad that we all can acknowledge that. So this week I really wanted to talk about fiber. Fiber is so important. Of course, all your nutrients are important and they play into each other, but today we're talking about fiber. Another way that I'm combining like my school, making sure that I'm on top of my school but also on top of my YouTube, is I'm going to make this video about what we kind of learned this week in school in my nutrition class. We were talking about, all the different types of carbs and sugars, how they turn into your body as sugars. And then we were talking about fiber, because fiber is a type of carbohydrate, which I didn't know. I just thought fiber was fiber. But it's a type of carbohydrate. Starch is a type of carbohydrate. And what is it? Starch, fiber. Damn. Kind of blank in here. Sugar. What the? I knew that because I said it already. I just wasn't. Fiber, sugar, starch, easy. Children and adults are supposed to get 25 to 35 grams of fiber daily. The average adult/child gets an average of 15 grams of fiber a day. I think that's maybe because we're just focused on like protein and carbs, thinking about like a meat and a bread. There is fiber in whole grains. That is what I learned. Because when I think of fiber, I just think of like the skin on apples or cabbage or dates, prunes. Like that's what I think about, because I connect fiber to helping you poop, which it is. And a lot of people are constipated because they don't eat enough fiber. We're not thinking about alternative ways to get fiber into our diet. If like we do want to have, there's nothing wrong with having like your meat and carb for lunch, but you also have to make sure that you're feeding enough fiber so that that fiber is going to help whatever you're eating digest all the way through. I did also learn that fiber is not digested until the small intestine. Soluble fiber is able to dissolve in water, so it can help break down the foods it will digest. Insoluble fiber will not digest. It's just going to help your food move down and thicken so that you can have some nice poop. I love talking about poo because poo is so important. It tells you so much about your body. I also learned that you should be pooping like basically after every meal, at least once a day type shit. Because that means that your food is digesting properly and moving through your organs properly. It only takes food about, like fruits are like 1 to 2 hours it takes to digest. Nuts and like meat is like tougher to digest. When you have a balanced meal, 1/4 of your plate needs to be carbs, and you're adding your protein, your vitamins, your minerals, and with that you're going to have that fiber in it, so it's going to help that meal pass through you correctly. Another thing that you should look out for is making sure you have a camper's poo. What is a camper's poo? Yes, we're getting into poo talk, where you can wipe and there's nothing there. If you were out camping and you don't got no toilet paper, but you're eating right, you're eating correctly, and you just need to release, then God gave you that blessing to not have to wipe if you're in the wilderness and you eating right. Okay? That is a sign of good digestion, good bowel movements. There's also a chart that tells you what poo is healthy, what type of poo is healthy, and what your poo should look like. Yes, look at your poo. It's okay. We can be real adults here. This is a safe space. Okay? Soluble fiber digests soluble. Oh my gosh. So insoluble soluble fiber. What in the world? So soluble fiber dissolves in water, and it helps the food that you're digesting, it helps it to pass through. It turns into like this gel form. So things like your blueberries, your apples, the skin of that has all that good fiber. You got your oatmeal, you've got like your 100% whole grains, your beans, your lentils, your nuts. So it's also lowering your blood sugar and your blood cholesterol. So it's helping things to move a lot slower and not like spike your blood sugar. And insoluble fibers are things like your fruits and vegetables. I love bok choy, and I feel like that's a good source of fiber. Again, like and that's a cabbage. Again, like your blueberries, your apples, the skins, things like pears, your dried fruits. So your dates, and you can have like peaches, apricots. That helps to, the word they use is bulk your stool so that it's easier to release. And that type of fiber, insoluble fiber, does not get digested because it's like I think of it like a gum. Like gar gum is also a insoluble fiber, but it helps to kind of, everything's being broken down and it's just these blobs of food, so it's helping it come together so that it can release well, and then you won't have any remains on your tush. Okay? So the way that I try to remember to eat fiber is, my first thing that I'm looking at is protein, making sure that I'm making my protein intake goal. And then of course I'm going to need my carbs for energy and also to pair with the protein. I'm going to want to add a vegetable anyways, so asparagus is a good source of fiber, bok choy is a good source of fiber, brown rice is a good source of fiber. Also like a good brown rice, bok choy, or asparagus. And then your protein, I like maybe like a salmon or flounder fish, something. So if you're giving yourself a lot of protein, then you're going to need a lot of fiber to help that move down, because protein takes a little bit longer to digest in the body, or it takes a little bit more work to digest in the body. And that's also what I wanted to preach to is my gym friends that are, bulking on protein, because that's me. Like joke in the gym community when you're bulking is that like you're always super constipated or bloated, and that is partially because of all the protein powder or like maybe the supplements that they're taking. But when you're like bulking on protein, you still have to have a balanced diet, or make sure that you're getting those nutrients that can complement that protein intake. A good ratio to remember is for every 1,000 calories that you're eating, 14 grams of fiber needs to be an equivalent to that. I highly encourage you to look at nutrition labels if you don't already do so, because they will tell you a lot of what you need to know, including like the added sugars, which maybe we might look past. And maybe I should do a video about added sugars, because they kind of hide in everything that we do. Let me know in the comments if you're looking for something like that, or if you are a little bit more concerned about a different nutrient that you want me to talk about, then we can definitely get into that. I have to do a project on magnesium soon, so that should be fun since I'm a pescatarian. Maybe I'll give y'all some information about that. Fiber is very important. Your poop is very important, and a clean booty is very important after you poop. So let's work towards that. Let's strive towards that. I believe in you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or if you want me to elaborate on anything. I can maybe do a what I eat in a day also for another video, so that you see what I mean about having the right ratio of like protein and your fiber in every meal, so that you're cleaning out your system and your food that is digesting is going to your organs correctly, because you don't want too much fiber either. You got to be right in the sweet spot. Yeah, I wanted this week's video to be super short, just to get to the point, because also all of my, like, the last 3 videos of mine have been super long. So I feel like, let me give y'all a little bit of a break. We'll just do a quick little informational zip zap boom bam, and I gotta get to class. So I hope that you learned a little bit more about fiber, and I believe in you to do an amazing job at including that into your diet, and I believe in you to have a healthy poop. So I will see y'all next week, maybe for another quick video. I know them longer videos a little long. I don't mean to make super long videos. It just kind of happens like that. But pro tip, if you listen in 2x speed, then max videos maybe 15 minutes, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I absolutely love your support. But I will see y'all on the flip side.